For the third year and counting, Richard Skipper has been celebrating the artists you love.
And what are some of the things that you've really run out of time? And we've got to talk about your latest. I want to go back a little bit, first of all, and celebrate a true legend.
Richard Skipper is all about celebrating life, art, and his guest body of work.
And did you pursue performing opportunities while you were in high school?
Please join us while he showcases these diverse and talented individuals. Here's Richard Skipper.
Happy Sunday, Kassira. How are you?
Hello, darling.
It is so good to see you. Here we are on the precipice of February. We are ending January. We got through another month. So we are letting that go. And we are going to embark upon a whole new month, which is my birthday month.
It is. Yes, it is.
61, here I come. And
I'm after you in the summer.
So 61, here we both come. Tell everyone what, because numberology is something that's important to you and me too. So tell everyone what that means for both of us, especially me coming up on February.
Well, you just put me on the spot, Richard.
That's my job in life.
Stop it.
Okay. Let that go.
What date is your birthday?
February 11th.
One moment, please.
Yes. Now, while she's doing that, I'll talk a little bit about some of the national holidays that we are celebrating. Today is National Croissant Day. So if you like croissants, today is a perfect day for that.
Merci, ooh la la. Okay.
Not on my diet. Not on my eating plan. See, I'm changing the
Your
way
way of eating.
Thanks to Kassira. It's National Escape Day. So hopefully
That'd be nice.
Will be an escape for all of you, although we hope you don't escape from all of us. And it's National Inane Answering Service Day. Answering Machine Day. So it's whatever you want it to do. Let's celebrate.
Heck yeah.
So
why not?
What did you just come up with?
Be happy anyway, is what I say.
Yes.
No matter what's going on, be happy anyway. What can it hurt?
Yes.
You know, being unhappy anyway, it doesn't serve any of us. You know, it doesn't. Jumping, headfirst into the drama does not help any of us.
Exactly.
Hang on a minute. I'm watching my Facebook people too. So, hi everybody. Hi Barbara. Hi Teresita. Okay, so this year we have different birth dates. Your number this year is a 1. This is new beginnings for you. New beginnings, new career. Ones, like somebody who has the birth path number of 1 would be Lady Gaga, Ringo Starr. There's a lot of well-known ones. They're very different. And also Robert H. Hi, Robert H. I promise that I will put this book out someday. I keep writing it. Okay, so Robert, this year, you're February 15th?
Mm-hmm.
Robert is a 5. So Robert, this is a year of change for you. Don't be afraid of that. Embrace it. I love change. I love positive change, and all change can be positive. And Tesla Bella, who likes to spell my name like pizza. Hang on a minute. This is why I'm not a mathematician. Ooh, Tessa, this is an 8 year for you, which is the entrepreneur number. A lot of people think that 8 is the money number. It doesn't mean that you're going to be rich or you're it means that you like working for yourself. And this is a really good year for you to have your own business. If you work for somebody else, it's good for, you're going to have to get them. You're going to have to convince them to let you do your thing your way. 8s do not like working for other people. It typically does not bode well. I'm a double 8. I'm an 88. which translates into a 7. And Princess Diana and I were born the same afternoon, July 1st, 1961. We're 88s. 88 is a power number. It's a double number. We're double entrepreneurs. We really don't like working for other people. We've got to do our thing. We don't like people ruling over what we do day to day. Yeah. So this is a new beginning year for you, Richard.
Well,
somebody else piped up. Hi, Lori Kaplan.
Lori Kaplan. Hello, welcome, Lori. I guess her movie ended. She said she would try to tune in if her movie ended. So over the holidays, someone gave me this wonderful game. Well, it's not really a game. It's called a conversation starter, and it's called Icebreaker, Best Self. And I still haven't looked at the question that I'm going to ask you.
I've heard about, yeah.
And this is where we're going to start tonight. And then we're going to...
before you say that, let me tell Tasha Lombardi, this is a 7 year for you. This is your spiritual year. So go for it. Base everything on your spirituality and your faith. Okay, go, Richard.
So the question is, what's something that you are self-conscious about?
Something? How about everything?
Okay.
I mean, who isn't? You know, because I do this and I'm an actress and a singer, that's not true. I'm a human being that acts and sings, and we're doing this podcast. I'm self-conscious about my looks. Mm-hmm. I'm really self-conscious about that. And someone asked me the other day, I have a website, KassiraMcKee.com. It's very simple. It's about my book, Let That Go. You can click on the Facebook page icon, go to my page on Facebook. You can email me from that site. I do have some clients that email from that site to make appointments for counseling, Let That Go counseling. I purposefully did not put my picture on the book or on the website because I didn't want people to judge the book on how I look.
You can't judge a book by its cover.
And I didn't want people to go, oh, she's that, or she's this, or her hair's like this. No, that's purposefully why I left my picture off of the book and the website, because it is not about the way I look. It's the material in the book and what I teach and how I counsel. Yeah.
So I want to comment on someone, if you don't mind, before we jump into
go for it.
Go. Tonight, because it will definitely go into what we are going to talk about tonight. This is from Mark Schwartz, and I want to thank him for the compliment. He said that he hasn't seen me in a while, which is true. I haven't been out and about in a while, but he says my diet, but we're now referring to it as my eating plan, is never working because my face is really slender. Thank you for noticing.
Yes, you look fabulous. Yes.
Can you post the details of my eating plan? Well, those of you who have been following along, I will share this with everyone. And I'm not going to take up too much time with this. Maybe we'll do a whole evening on this. But this summer, I went to Provincetown and I was having severe back issues. And I would go for a few blocks and I could not walk. And I thought it was because I had sciatica. It was because belly fat was pulling on my back.
Sure.
I called my doctor and I said, I need to see a chiropractor. And he said, well, come in, let's see what the issue is. And when I walked in, he said, get on the scales. I had gotten to 265 pounds.
Whoa, I can't even imagine that on your frame. Wow.
But it was because I was sitting here. Those of you who follow these shows, and I hope you do, richardskippercelebrates.com, I had done over, at this point, at 250 shows, almost daily, 8 hours a day, sitting in this chair and not getting a lot of exercise, ordering in every night, then sitting in front of the TV exhausted, because this is a lot of work. You know it is. And then not getting exercise. And when he told me this, he said by January 31st, which is tomorrow, that if I had not been able to lose the weight, he was seriously considering the gastric bypass.
Yeah.
And so I walked out the door and I said, that's it. And I completely put myself, I reached out to Noom because I liked the thought processes of
Mhm.
it being more psychological.
Right. Right.
And the bottom line, everybody, is that I changed my eating habits.
Mhm.
That's it. I just,
It's a new way. It's your way of eating now. It's your way of nourishing yourself. That's why I don't like. I hate the word diet. I don't just not like it. I hate the word diet because there's this immediate connotation of, you know, doing without, starvation, suffering, and it's not that way. I eat completely differently now.
me
You know,
too. I love soda. I have not had a
see,
Coke
I'm
or
not.
anything,
Wow. Okay. Okay.
yeah, but I haven't
See,
had.
I love Italian food.
Mhm,
Pasta is not my friend, Richard.
mhm.
I'm not Italian. I know Italians that are gorgeous and they eat all the pasta they want. I think it's the way we're raised and culturally. I'm from the deep South.
Same here.
Well, Texas is way the deep South, and fried is our middle name.
Mhm.
Everything's for salad is fried. Everything's fried. And I grew up on baked goods and sweets and you know, tacos. I grew up on tacos. It's a Tex-Mex state. Grew up on Mexican food. Flour tortillas, not the healthiest thing in the world. Real flour tortillas made with lard. That's why they're delicious. And
That's right. That's right.
I grew up with Mexican Americans there. I have Mexican Americans in my family. And I have African Americans in my family, barbecuers. It's
Oh,
just cultural.
I grew
And
up on barbecue.
oh God, barbecue.
I know.
Ah! So, and as adults, though, we have a freedom of choice, and we make those choices for ourselves.
Mhm.
We have, there's liver issues in my family. There's cancer issues in my family. I have to be really cognizant for my health to be diligent about what I
Mhm.
ingest.
Exactly.
I'm there with you, Richard. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Did I
So let's
interrupt you?
talk. We're going to do a couple of public announcements, and then we're going
Okay.
to jump in tonight because we got
Yes.
a great theme. First of all, let's talk about the giveaway. So the
Okay.
giveaway is done at the end of the show. Neither Kassira nor I choose the winner. It's
Nope.
done randomly. It's this setup that StreamYard, who is we are on here with StreamYard, they do this, and
Mhm.
we have nothing to do with it.
Mhm.
They will randomly pick the winner. So in order to be eligible, what you need to do is you need to put in hashtag let that go with the exclamation point. Hashtag let that go exclamation point. It's best that you do this, if possible, through YouTube, because that way we can guarantee that it shows up. If you're on Kassira's page and you've got privacy settings set up so that everybody cannot see your post, chances are
Mhm.
you will not see it here. So it's
Right.
very, very important. As Tasha Lombardi, is she a friend of yours? A friend of mine? She's done it correctly. Let that go.
Hi, Dasha, on YouTube.
Yes.
So, all my peeps, I want to say hi again to Barbara and Teresita and Doug Fowler and Cody Head and Janet Noakes and all my friends, all my peeps, and a lot of them in Texas, New York, California. Um, you know, uh, right now, if you either go to your Facebook settings and change your privacy settings to public, or go to YouTube. You have time. Go to YouTube.
RichardSkipperCelebrates.com.
Look at Richard. Well, all you have to do is type in Richard Skipper, really, and the live show comes right up. And
Oh, I know
then
Tasha. I
hashtag.
know we're friends.
Okay, and then
Yeah,
hashtag on YouTube to enter the drawing. And people really do win every week. I actually won a book from another guest last week,
that's right.
which
But
was a total
um,
surprise.
so what we're doing, you have the choice of
Yeah.
ordering of winning Let That Go by Kassira
Mhm,
McKee, which I
mhm.
love, love, love. Or you can choose an item based on one of the other guests this week. I hope you've watched the other shows. But we're also going to mention that you have a Venmo account, you have PayPal.
Well, I'm a counselor. I teach people how to let people, places, and all kinds of things go. And we, of course, you and I do this show out of our hearts. We really want to help people. We really, really, really want to assist people in letting things go. We're going to it's juicy. Everything we hold on to is so juicy. And as you know, I'm a stickler about letting go of negative language, which is why I don't use the word diet. It's why I don't use the word I want or I need, and we're here every Sunday to educate you. I'm here to educate you on the things that we've been raised with that are actually really negative, and they boomerang back to us in a negative way. I have concepts like the boomerang effect of our energy and our negativity, the quicksand of our negativity. And I've had several people in the last week contact me and say, how can I donate? And I ask, what do you require? So I am offering a huge, I don't like the word discount. I'm offering a special
You were
thing.
offering your services.
I'm offering my services, but it's special because I typically, I'm not going to lie, I charge $125 an hour like most therapists and counselors. However, anyone who donates $25 gets 20 solid minutes with me. If you donate $50, you get 40 minutes with me. If 75 an hour, which I typically charge 125 for, 100 or more as long as it takes. And typically, I would say a good session is an hour to an hour and a half. But 100 or more, hour and a half, 2 hours, because I also, when people request it, we also do their numerology in the session. Which is, I don't go on and on and on, and I'm not boring. I get to the point. I'm a get to the point diva. So so I am offering this special for people who would like to have one-on-one time with me. I like to do it on Facebook video call. It's just easier. Most people are on Facebook. If not, we can do an audio call. That's fine. You got to take notes. Yet I've had a lot of requests for that lately. I've had several friends, a couple are watching, that have said, how can I contribute to your work and what you're doing? And one of which I've already previously counseled on letting someone really, really awful go out of their lives, as you're familiar with, Richard.
Yes.
And I'm really good at that. I'm really, really good at it. But I'm not gonna. I'm not a liar. Sometimes I'm a little too honest, and people are like, we don't like your honesty. I'm like, well, then go somewhere else. If you have someone horrible in your life that is just never going to cooperate and be a positive influence in your life, if you still want to hang on to them, I'm not the person to talk to. And I'll tell you, I've counseled a lot of people over divorce who have been suffering for years in a relationship. And I tell them right off the bat, if you're calling for me to talk you out of leaving this person, I'm the wrong person. I'm going to teach you how to move on and take care of yourself and be happy. And, there's a famous therapist that likes to say, would you rather be miserable with someone else or happy without them? Ta-da! And that's not just lovers. It's not just spouses. It's not just, it's friends. It's relatives. I've had to let whole sides of families go. Thank goodness my father's family is the bomb. We're not on the same page spiritually or politically, yet we love each other and we respect it, and we can still be a family and still be together. And I'm really good at counseling people about that too. Tolerating relatives, especially on a holiday.
So if you're interested in taking advantage of this, just either write to Kassira or myself privately, and we'll make sure that happens. Now, I want to ask Tess.
So also, they can contribute on, you can go to my Facebook page, KassiraMcKee.com. You can, and hit the email. I've got a Venmo account. I've got PayPal. I've got Cash App. I've got a GoFundMe page. Any way that's comfortable for you, any app that's comfortable for you to use. And when you do contribute, please give me your phone number so that I can, because I will make a call to you and your email, so we can make a time for me to spend privately with you with no interruptions. Yeah.
So I want to ask Tess and Robert a question, because I see these posts that says $4.99 super sticker. Is that something that you're literally posting, or is this a spam thing that's popping up? So just either say yes or
I don't even know what that is.
I don't know what it is, because if it's spam, I need to take it off. So let me know. if you actually posted that or not, because I don't know what it is.
So spam, not good for a healthy eating regimen.
No, because if it is definitely spam, we need to what?
Don't eat it and let that go.
No, let that go. So tonight, we are going to be talking about one of my favorite subjects that you write about in the book. This is a way to support our show. So I don't know what that means, the super sticker. So
I don't either.
Maybe they're giving us money and we don't even know about it. So anyway,
I don't know.
The
super fans.
Maybe we are actually giving. He says definitely not spam. They'll explain it to me later.
Okay.
Maybe it's the law of attraction really working right now.
Oh, maybe it is. Okay, it's the law of our attraction. So and I have to say hello to my friend Jill Rumbly Bean. Her mother is Rosemary Rumbly, famous actress. They're in Dallas. I love them so much. My parents know them. Hi, Jill. Hi, Jill. So anybody who's logged on in the last few minutes, if you want to enter to win a book, you must either have public settings on your Facebook page or leave the Facebook page. Go to I'm going to wave to you, Jill. Go to YouTube and just type in Richard Skipper. Our live show will pop right up, and go into the comments and type in hashtag let that go for a book win, Jill and everybody that's watching. Yes. So law of attraction, energy. We create our energy.
Before you go there,
yes,
let's talk about the guardian angel who's watching over both you and I right now. And that guardian angel is Carol Channing, who
I worked with and who you knew very well. Yes.
Tomorrow is her 101st birthday, and she brought us together. And that is law of attraction in motion.
Yeah.
Do you want to take it from there?
Yeah, energy. So I told a story last week about, 4 people that I met when we were cater waiters in New York many, many, many years ago after 9/11, when there were no shows going on and nothing was going on. Many of us became cater waiters, which I can't stress how horrible that job is or can be. I mean, it's a thankless job. And my dear friend Chef Rossi in New York, who's known as the punk rock chef. I was in a show about her in Sedona, in Arizona, in October. It's called Raging Skillet was the name of the show. And they're taking it to New York, and I really hope to do the production in New York. Anyway, it's a thankless job. And there were 4 friends that I had that were just suffering with it. And 2 of them were performers. And I talked to them about the energy they were taking into auditions. And I said, people can tell that you're unhappy when you walk into an audition. They don't want to know that you're suffering and you can barely pay your bills and you may be homeless tomorrow. They don't care. You got to raise your life condition. So, that's what you're going to carry in there. And they both started their spiritual practices. I practice Nichiren Buddhism. They wanted to learn how to chant. I taught them how to chant and recite the Lotus Sutra. And darn it, if they didn't both get touring companies, they got huge shows that paid them a lot of money, and boom, done. When I was 19, about to turn 20, and that was back in the days when Dallas Summer Musicals in Dallas had a summer stock program, and it was it was 2 years later was the last time they did summer stock, I believe. Next year or 2 years later, under the leadership of the magnificent Tom Hughes, who had been there for many, 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 many years. He was like one of my grandfathers worked for him. I grew up going to that theater starting at the age of 4 or 5. And Tom watched me grow up. And my music teacher in Dallas, Roy Johnson, turned out to be, I didn't know it at the time, but when I was casting the show, I found out he was on the board of Dallas Summer Musicals, and I didn't know it at the time. Hi, Mary Dowling. I didn't know it at the time yet. he was grooming me for Broadway. He was grooming me for at least a tour of DSM. And I tell you, this is before I started chanting at the age of 28. I was 19 and I was doing horrible, horrible dinner theater in Dallas. It was horrible. We were made to wait tables, serve dinner, serve drinks, and perform for you. And I'm trying to go do a show and people are asking me for more dinner rolls. It was horrible. When this show came up, I'd already, so as a sophomore in high school, I was cast as the lead in Hello Dolly. All the girls in my school hated me except my friends because usually the senior girls got the leads and everything. I did Bloody Mary when I was a freshman, and then I did Hello Dolly as a sophomore. And I'd already done the show. I knew I knew about the show. I knew everything about the show, and I was determined to get out of dinner theater and get out of Dallas. And I showed that determination in my audition. They wanted a song with that showed a huge range. So at the time, I thought, okay, what's my favorite song with a huge range? It was Sentimental Over You. It's a huge range. And we not only sang for Tom Hughes the first day and a panel of people, and it was a cattle call with, I believe it was 400 men and 200 women. And we sat there all day, and they would typically hear 8 bars. They let me sing the whole, I don't know how much they let me sing, but I was, at the end of the day, you have to sit in the audience. Everybody has to sit in the audience, hundreds and hundreds of people. And they call out the people that are required to come the next day. And they have dancer auditions, dancers who can sing, and they have singers who can dance, or back in that day, singers who can move. And so I was called back, and the second day on Sunday, we sang for, hi Teresa K. Cook, we sang for Jerry Herman in what ended up being our women's dressing room. They set up a table and he came in the dressing room, and those of us females that were called back had to sing for Jerry. What I knew, because I had friends in New York and I just knew people, is that Jerry did not like to hear songs from any of his shows. And one of my dear friends auditioned and sang something from Mac and Mabel and did not get cast. I felt terrible. But we knew that. He just wanted to hear something with a huge range. I sang the whole song and they cast me because my energy was determination. I was ready. I was like, no matter what, I'm 19, I don't care. And I and Jane Dorian, Jerry's goddaughter, who we're still friends, and Kevin Ligon, who we all know, who's been in Mr. Broadway. We were the youngest people in the entire cast, including the crew. And we got cast. Yeah. And then I discovered you and your website about Carol Channing.
Dolly.com. But Carol,
and then I called you and said, hey, you're doing interviews. Next year is our 40th anniversary of these 2 tours we did with Carol. We wanted to have a reunion. That's not possible with the pandemic. How would you like to interview us? And I got everybody together and you hosted it. We did 2 interviews. Yeah.
And it's available on YouTube. But, speaking of law of attraction, Carol Channing, whose father, George Channing, was a very well-known lector. He was next in line after Mary Baker Eddy with Christian Science. And Carol always used to say, be careful what you wish for because you will surely attain it, which is truly the major tenet of law of attraction. So she practiced it. Yes. She lived by it. She always knew what she wanted. She went after it. She lived by it. Her whole life was based on law of attraction.
And she was really strict with us. Very strict. Everything was by the book. If somebody was late for half-hour call, they got, a lot of times her dressing room was by the women's dressing room. We could hear everything that was going on. And we were curious. That's a nice way of putting it, And I mean, if somebody was late for half-hour call, she ripped them a new one. They
Mhm.
were called into her dressing room, and you could hear her outside. Yeah.
But let's
Mhm.
go a step further. But she didn't expect anything from anyone that she didn't expect from herself.
Exactly. She never missed a show. She was the only. I was an understudy. I never got to go on. Kevin was an understudy. Jennifer Smith, who we all know, Miss Broadway, she was an understudy. Mary Jo Guinchard, our friend, was an understudy. My roommate on the road a lot. We had understudies. I my I understudied Ernestina.
Mhm.
She told me point blank, "You are never going on for me. Carol won't like it."
That's right.
And she did shows with a broken arm. Carol did shows. She was the only person in the show that did not have an understudy. Who's
Mhm.
going to understudy her? Nobody. So she would go. She went on for several cities with her arm in a sling. Hmm. Yeah.
You know, it's very interesting because, I mean, first of all, being an understudy, being a swing is the most difficult job in the world. There's been a lot of attention brought upon
Hmm.
swings and understudies, especially lately because of COVID and people missing performances and being out of performances. And the head of the
Hmm.
Broadway League making a
Hmm.
comment
Hmm.
that I think that it was that I don't think she meant what she said in her defense. Perhaps she did, perhaps she didn't.
Hmm.
I'm not here to defend her or to attack her. Um,
Hmm.
I'm just saying that she said something that got her into a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
But Carol did not like to go on with understudies, and she was brutal against a lot of understudies.
Yes.
People who have gone on to change rules of equity because of Carol's wrath towards them.
Well, if Carol, listen, let's just be honest. She had a really strong energy. If she didn't like you, she'd fire you. We had a
Mhm.
couple of cast members, or maybe more than two. I know at least two that were terminated. Yeah, but she didn't like it, and it was an energy thing. I'm not kidding you. We and she at first she was not sure about me, and then I became best friends with her conductor and her personal assistant. And
Mhm.
then decided I was okay, and then she loved me. Carol was one of those people that she either loved you or bye bye. You know,
Well, let
because
me ask
she
you about that. Excuse me for interrupt. Let's talk about that energy. Uh,
okay.
so I think that Carol picked up on the energy of the people around her as well.
Yes.
Uh, do you feel that if someone comes into the theater
Hmm.
with a sense of bravado, let's use that word, and
Cast or audience? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about a cast member,
Okay.
a sense of
Oh,
bravado.
they wouldn't even be. Well, first of all, they wouldn't be cast. If you're too confident, you wouldn't have been cast. You had to have some sort of humility about you
Mhm,
as an artist to be cast. And unless you were a big, Dave's Gaines, she loved him.
mhm.
He's full of bravado. Elizabeth, she came in and just tore it up, and Carol loved her. It really depended on who you were in the show. It really depended on if you were a bleed or you were a lowly chorus member. I mean, that's just the way it was, and it's fine. It's fine. It was a great experience. It was a great experience.
In the
But
course of
yeah,
your own career,
uh-huh.
do you feel that there have been choices that you've made as you look back that you feel that you've made uh, at the time? Do you feel that you were probably thinking that you made a mistake or that it was not the right decision, but looking back, feeling that everything that happened because of that decision was because of the energy that was being put out?
Anything I've done in my performing career was my choice. Um, and I think that's if someone's determined to get something, they get it.
Hmm.
Unless it's just not right. We co-create together. That's what everybody's got to, you know, when I can't stand it when you know, uh, metaphysical teachers or educators or speakers or whatever like to say, you're the director and you're the producer and you the blah, blah, it's all up to you and you create your own reality. Well, yes, to a point, yet we co-create together. We co-create together. And the universal force, whatever you want to call it, whether you call it God, Yahweh, Buddhahood, Christ consciousness, whatever you call it, it doesn't matter what you call it. To me, it's all the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's all the same. That steps in. We co-create in a triad of our creator and other human beings. We constantly co-create together, and sometimes we're not all on the same page. Sometimes things don't work out, and we're so angry at the moment, like, why won't they call me? I've been waiting on lots of people to call me for a while now. And, there is patience used to be not one of my virtues.
Mm-hmm.
And impatient used to be my middle name. I had a lot of friends that said, you're so impatient. But I'm an action taker, and I like a reply, or I like to get things resolved and move on. I like to get them resolved and move. I was a procrastinator when I was young, but I'm not anymore. So, that's on the list. Okay, let's get that done so I can move on to something else.
Oh my God.
I'm waiting on so many people to contact me right now. It's scary. Oh, it's really scary. Yet they're on their own thing. But here's what I really wanted to get to. So we talked before about our thoughts and our feelings creating our thoughts, our feelings, our actions, our beliefs. It creates our energy, and it creates our karma as well. Going beyond that, I would be really great if more of us, I do it and I know you do it. It'd be great if more of us would stop to consider how our energy is, how we're exchanging that with other people. Our life about human beings is our lives with other human beings. That's how we gauge it. We're here to rub up against each other, create some friction, maybe, be copacetic, have comrades, and we're here to learn from each other. If people think they have nothing to learn from anyone else, they got another thing coming.
Thank you.
We're constantly learning from each other. And I've met so many people, and I write about it for those of you who have my book, and there's several of you out there that do, I have a chapter on page 11 called Unless You Live Alone in a Cave in the Wilderness or on a Desert Island. So there are people that have told me, oh, I had nothing to let go of, but my friend Nancy is holding on to so much. And so I immediately tell them, I don't care who they are, and I don't care if they walk off. Actually what you're holding on to is judgment and entitlement. Okay, just so you know. Oh, no, I'm not. Yes, you are.
I've got a paper that I'm going to read at the end of today's show, because and it's right along the lines of what we're talking about. Yeah. So how do we exchange energy with each other? I have really good close friends that are my confidants, and I'm their confidant. And I've been counseling my friends for years. And I got to tell you, I don't charge my close friends. And please, everybody, don't text me and say, can I be your close friend now so you can counsel me for free? But I'm going to tell you right now that most of them, and one of them is watching right now, most of them contribute in some way to me. They have me, they make a dinner for me, or they take me out for a meal, or, they compensate in their way for receiving what I contribute to them. And they're healing and they're letting go. And I got to tell you, a lot of the letting go is other people. Mm-hmm. I have counseled people on letting go of toxic jobs. I have counseled a friend of mine moving from one state to another. And then I counseled him on letting go of a job where he was being sabotaged. And he follows my direction. And I'm telling you, this last time, he got a new job literally overnight. I'm not kidding you. He was contacted by somebody he had worked with before out of nowhere and said, I want you to come back. And I said, that's your energy. That's the energy you're sending out. You're open. Because I got him to let go of seeking revenge.
I got him to let go of the whole thing. I'm going to let go of it and move on. And he did everything I told him to do, and he got a new job. And literally the next day, he got that email. So, I have counseled people on, counseled somebody recently on letting go of a really negative relative. Most of us have somebody, so I counsel people a lot on that, and also just their belief system. I counsel a lot of people on their belief systems and how their own belief system is sabotaging their success, and they're moving on. Yeah.
Well, so many times we also have already created an outcome. It's like watching a movie where you've got a scenario going on in your head of what the ending is going to be, and of course the ending is completely different from what you thought it was going to be. I'm sure that everybody watching has had that experience. Oh, I didn't think that was going to happen, or I thought they were going to go that way instead of going this way. And that happens so much. So there have been many times where when I have run up against that brick wall with someone, I am willing to do this, where I take a deep breath and I go, okay, what would you like the outcome to be to the other person?
Exactly.
And
however, people get caught up in the details of the outcome. What's the umbrella of the outcome? We absolutely cannot tell the universe, our creator, God, whatever you call it, the details. We must not get mired in the details. It's a really dangerous where I say, first I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do that, and then that's going to lead to this, and then that's going to lead to that, and then the result will be this. No, you really, the magic of our magic is the surprise of what the answer is. What's the surprise? You tell me. And those of us who meditate, those of us who chant, those of us who really have our quiet spiritual time, we get answers from the universe on the next step, right? If we're too busy talking and chattering and telling everybody what it is we gotta have, what we desire and require, this is exactly how it's going to happen, this is exactly the end result, then we are not hearing, we're not listening. We're not listening. Go ahead, Richard.
No, but that's basically it. For me, and I am reminded this just today, a friend of mine, it popped up in my feed, yet another friend passed away yesterday. And this was someone I didn't even know that he had been ill, but he just decided that his quality of life was not what it had been. He was not getting any better, and he just decided, I'm not taking the medication anymore.
Okay.
So, partner, I'm not going to get any better. So, and I'm a pragmatist. I believe that I don't want to be a burden on anyone. I don't want to be that person where when the time comes, I know it's time. I don't have any fear about that. I don't. I really don't. I feel that I live a very full life.
You do?
I'm going to be 61, as I said, in just 2 days.
In a minute.
I'm going to throw caution to the wind. I could be wrong, but I don't think I've got another 61 years on this planet.
Let's hope not. Good Lord.
No, I don't.
Oh my God, you'll be so bored by then.
And based on
what more can happen? What more can I do?
Things are going. I don't think that I want it, but I want to make the best of the time that I've got left here. And based on the time that I've got left, I don't want to spend it in conflict.
Right.
So if I have a friend who, I don't think she's watching, I don't see her here, but a few months ago, she and her husband went to Philadelphia to visit their grandkids. This was around Thanksgiving, I think it was. And she's watching. She's going to know I'm talking about her, but that's fine because we're friends and it's fine. She can call me and yell at me. But they stayed in a hotel, and she said, "Oh my God, it was awful. We went in because they weren't following any of the COVID protocols and everything. And I went in and we went to, they chose that hotel but they went for their kids for Thanksgiving. They came
Mm.
back. The beds weren't made. This wasn't made. I said,
Ew.
well,
Ew.
don't you know that most hotels are not doing housekeeping because they're not going into, I mean, you know this checking into a
That's
hotel. Right now.
disgusting. Yeah.
Well, it's the way it is now.
Mhm.
When we were in Provincetown, they told us they would not be coming into the hotel, into the rooms because of COVID. I knew
Do you
that.
have to take in your own cleaning supplies and toilet paper? I mean, what do you have to do?
Yes,
What
because
are they requiring you to do?
well, if you're going to go into a place, you take care of your own cleaning because they're not going to be going back and forth
Do they discount your room?
No, it's part of the way things are now.
That's just
But
yeah.
I said, who
Yeah.
forced you to stay there?
hmm
Exactly. No one is forcing anyone to stay in any.
Well, again, we're talking about an energy exchange.
Just to let you know, Sandra, do the post again, but leave out the spaces between let that go. So do it again. No.
Oh, my dear friend Sandra Kay, who you're going to interview soon.
Yes. Well,
Winner of many awards as a jazz singer. Oh my God, she's my sister. We've known
yes,
each other.
we're going to have her on.
She's amazing. You'll have such a good
No
time with her.
spaces between let that go. So do it again.
Yeah, no, Sandra, it's just hashtag let that go, no spaces.
With the exclamation point.
With the exclamation point, because that's on the.
Yeah.
We'll get this someday. Someday
Yes.
everybody will get this.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, energy exchange. You pay for this
Don't
is
forget
really
the
important.
exclamation point, Sandra.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put the exclamation point on there, Sandra. Let that go, exclamation. And also you put in, yeah, that's right. Okay, so or any of you. Okay, everybody on Facebook, listen to me. I know all of you, everybody who's on here, I know. Teresa, Mary, Jill, Janet, Cody, Doug, everybody, Barbara, Teresita, everybody who's on Facebook. Go to the YouTube. Go to YouTube. Look up Richard Skipper. You'll see our live show right now. Go into the comments and put in hashtag let that go exclamation point. And if not, if you want to stay on Facebook, go into your Facebook settings,
and
look
double
on
check
privacy settings and change it to public. If you
and
change it
double
to
check the
public and
spelling.
you put in hashtag let that go exclamation
Yeah.
point, it will read on YouTube. I'm sorry guys, it's the technology of today right now.
Yeah.
Someday maybe
got
you'll just think. Someday I think we'll just think it and it'll just go. We'll just
That's
go
right.
and it'll just go.
Right. That's right.
So
But in 2 minutes, I'm going to read a passage from the book because because every morning, one of my favorite writers is Julia Cameron, The Artist Way.
I love, I love her.
I do.
Yeah.
I do my morning pages every morning, and part of my ritual every day is to do a passage from Let That Go. Believe it or not.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm going to read the morning passage from your book.
Okay.
Which is bookmarked here. And then because we have to end the show today on time, because I have a Zoom meeting that I forgot the other night. I was going about my business, and then someone called me and said, "Did I miss the Zoom link?" And so we rescheduled it for tonight. I can't miss it again tonight. So I got to let go of that. But I'm going to read the passage, and then at the end of the passage, we're going to do the drawing. We're going to have a few closing comments. You're going to do a passage reading, and then you're going to have the final word. How's that?
Okay. Oh, I love having the last word.
So
when did we get to have the last word?
So the reading is from page 82 in your hymnal, everyone. And
we gather together to ask the Lord's blessings.
It's control. Your reality is yours. Stop wasting time looking at someone else's reality while doing nothing about yours.
By Steve Harvey.
Yes.
Steve Harvey said that. Yeah.
Truth. To be in control of ourselves is one thing. To be controlling with others is an entirely different thing. What the desire to control has in common with the desire for perfection is that both desires are rooted in false beliefs. Believing we control others or reach a perfect state of existence is actually impossible.
Mhm.
And you will notice I've got that underlined. In
Mhm.
actuality, we can only control ourselves, and perfection is just an opinion.
Mhm.
Striving for perfection pushes the ideal further away. Furthermore, you are brilliant.
Thank you,
Furthermore,
darling.
if we believe we can control anyone other than ourselves, our delusion co-creates an extremely lonely and disappointing existence.
Mhm.
Our effort to control others takes the focus away from controlling our own lives. In other words, the urge to control is a distraction. Can you repeat this with us? The urge to control is a distraction. As I mentioned before, if each of us could control everyone and everything and have everything we desired, this planet would be in utter chaos.
Mhm.
We all met at least one person who bursts into a room, sets the rules. Don't we know somebody like that?
Oh, many, many.
Micromanages, criticizes, nitpicks, and demands.
Mhm.
The end result? They are seldom happy with anyone or anything, especially themselves. The interesting thing is, controllers are often the ones who feel most out of control.
Mhm.
I love that. And we're going to do a drawing. So I'm going to pull this up, and I see that 7 people have entered
Great.
entered the drawing, but we
Mhm.
have more. We have 3 times that many people watching.
Yes. What's going
So
on, people?
so while you're reading from a page, I'm
Mhm.
going to wait for more people to do hashtag let that go.
Okay.
So we're going to give people a little bit more time.
Okay.
So your passage.
Okay. So on my book on page 88, by the way, my book is available on Amazon.com. So easy to order. Let That Go by Kassira McKee. There's a lot of books called Let It Go, Let That Tish Go. This is yeah, he held it up. I made it very easy to find. It's black and white and red. So easy to find. Um, so I'm going to read from the chapter on why we hold on to thoughts and feelings. Um, truth, and these are this is my work. Feelings are emotional reactions triggered by thoughts, which act as essential gauges for human beings. Our feelings signal when we are happy or not, when something feels right or not, and whether or not we are in danger. We often hold on to negative feelings way past their expiration date, which keeps us stuck in the past. This boomerangs more negativity back to us. Now, I quote a lot of people in this book, and I thank a lot of people for their education and their information. Bruce Lipton stated, Bruce Lipton, in case you don't know, is a cellular biologist, and one of my favorite books of his is The Biology of Belief. And he says in his book, psychologists say that 70% of our thoughts are negative and redundant. The new biology, especially epigenetics, reveals how our mind and our perceptions control our genes. The conscious mind, which is the more evolutionary advanced state, is the creative part of our brain. In contrast, the subconscious mind, while it has some creativity, is primarily a habit mind. Nature designed a child's brain for the first 6 years to download data about the community, life, and the family, and all the principal rules and organizations that are involved. And in fact, a child's brain doesn't even express a level of consciousness as a predominant brain state until after 6. We posted pictures of ourselves as children at age 5, but I will tell you that children keep themselves energetically connected to their parents, but they try to keep connected to their mother. If your mother was horrible like mine, it's hard to keep connected to that negativity. and we search until we find it, that safe place to connect to. That's why children are glued to a blanket. They're glued to a toy, a plush, a plush animal, a teddy bear or something. Children must energetically connect to something that they feel safe with until at least the age of 5. That's why kindergarten teachers are so important. Children are so impressionable up until 5. The preschool is so important. Their experiences in preschool and kindergarten are so important, and through into the first grade at the age of 6. So keep that in mind. But this is when we teach children about how they create their energy and what they're putting out there and how they exchange energy. I'm going to say that, Richard has been doing this show for a while now, going on his 3rd year. Out of the goodness of his heart, he's been interviewing people and educating a lot of people about a lot of things. And he's introduced you to, the background of many, many writers and directors and actresses and performers and thinkers. And so I really feel like it's time to show Richard some love and give him some monetary love. I would love some monetary love. Nobody is obligated, yet it's a part of an energy exchange. We give you what we've got, and it's nice to have an exchange in return. I've had a lot of people contact me lately that said, I want to give you something in return. I'm learning so much from this. So just whatever you would like to donate towards what we're giving you, what we can or are able to give you, in any way that we can assist you. And also, if you'd like to become a new client of mine, you can do so you can text me through Facebook. You can go onto my Facebook page, KassiraMcKee.com, and send me messages. You can send me messages in Cash App, Venmo, what else? All those things. If you would like to have a one-on-one time with me, please let me know. And Richard, thank you so much for all of your hard work and everything you do. And I hope you have a lovely evening.
Don't go anywhere yet.
Okay.
We're going to do a drawing, and then
let's go. Let's do it.
Some closing comments.
Let's do it.
Let's do a drawing right now.
Okay.
This is how this works. Oh, Igra 310. So congratulations.
Who is that? Do we know who that is?
That? Can you put in your real name? And I don't know who this is.
I don't either.
Yes. So put in your name, and so we know who to get into contact with. So, and while we're waiting for that, I'm going to remove this from the screen. So you are the winner tonight. And I'm going to bring us up on full screen here. Aaron here, Aaron Grelor.
Aaron in LA.
Yes.
Is that him? Is it him?
Yes, Aaron.
Oh,
Grelor.
it is Aaron.
Aaron, if you send me an email, Aaron, to richard@richardskipper.com, or send me a private messenger on Facebook, Richard Skipper. Make sure it comes to me. I want to say a couple of closing remarks. First of all, I have a newsletter. It's called The Skipper's Guide. If you go to richardskipper.com and sign up for The Skipper's Guide, it comes out tonight at midnight, and it goes out every Sunday night at midnight. And it's like a TV guide, and it tells all the shows that are coming up for that week. It comes out once a week. I don't spam. I don't give away email addresses or anything. It's once a week, and it comes out just tonight at midnight. So go to richardskipper.com and just click on the information for the Skipper's Guide. Also, if this is your first time here at richardskippercelebrates.com, my hope is that it will not be your last time. In addition to the Let That Go show, my goal is to celebrate artists and their body of worth. Please leave a comment here on YouTube. Share this with your friends. Tell other friends about this show. Share this with your friends. And also, there is a new site that I've discovered that I absolutely love. I had an amazing guy on the show a couple of weeks ago named Diane. And it's called whatyoumeantome.com. It's scrolling on the bottom of the screen right now. Scrolling. Whatyoumeantome.com. Please write this down. And what I would like all of you to do is to go to this site. Then I want you to go to your Facebook friends list. And I want you to pull up the third name that pops up. And I want you to reach out to that third friend. And I want you to go back to this site. And I want you to fill out the form. And I want you to write to that third friend. And I want you to let them know what they mean to you. As I said earlier, I found out today that another friend of mine passed away, and it's been one of many over the past 3 weeks. None of us are promised tomorrow. None of us are promised any of this. This is a gift. So all the people that are in our lives, all the people that, as Kassira teaches us in her amazing book, Let That Go, it's not promised to us, but we attract these people into our lives.
We have soul contracts with each other. We're going to get to that part of my book about soul, spiritual maturity and soul contracts and collective consciousness. It's the hours just fly by. We've got so much to teach people.
It flies by. And one other thing that you can do, you can go to Amazon.com and you can order 2 copies of this book. You can order 1 copy for yourself, and you can send one to that third friend that pops up on your list. That would be a wonderful gift. As a dear friend of mine, David Friedman says, we're all in this together, but we're not in the same boat. And I always say, if you're going to go out in a boat, make sure you bring a skipper along. Now, I'm going to leave the screen so that Kassira McKee, who has written this incredible book, has the final word tonight. I thank you all for the gifts that you all bring into my life. And I hope that I attract you all to come back next week. And Kassira, I'm going to ask you, can we continue next week with the theme of control?
Sure.
I think
absolutely.
Yes.
And in fact, I've invited the amazing Reverend Karen, Unity Reverend Karen Rumsden, who wrote the quote for the top of that chapter on control. I've asked her to join us. I hope she does. She's the most amazing woman, and so just insightful. And that's perfect. That's serendipitous right there. So I'm going to see if she'll join us next Sunday and talk about control. And we all have it. It's okay. We as long as we catch it and we look at it and we recognize it and we understand that we do it, and that's the first part of healing.
Thank you. So you've got the final word. I'm going to leave the screen right now. And, I'll see you next week.
I'm flipping through the book. And I sing everything if you hadn't figured it out yet. Okay, so my dear friend, oh, here she is, Reverend Karen Rumsden. It's on page 85 for those of you who have the book already. She says, when I give up the idea that I need to be or even can be in control, I then move into the perfect movement and harmony of the universe. When I stop resisting and forcing life to be what I think it should be and live what life truly is, I then live mindfully. I live with gratitude in each moment without attachment to an illusion. That's my dear friend, Reverend Karen Rumsden, Unity Minister and a self-proclaimed agent of love. So wouldn't it be cool if let's all, and I'm going to do this week with you, and we'll check in next week because we're going to talk about why we hold on to control and how we feel about others that attempt to control us. And we know who they are, don't we? Yeah, we know who they are. Let's talk about our experience with noticing when we do not attempt to control others or control a situation, and keeping in mind that we co-create together and with higher consciousness. That's what I call God, higher consciousness. Whatever you call the creator, it's okay. whatever you need to call it, whatever rings your bell. Let's look at how we often try to control our creators' input. And guess what? Not possible. We can co-create. We can communicate to higher consciousness what the end result is. What is my end result? Happiness, stability, more love in my life, financially stable. Those are the big end results, not the little bitty details. So I would like to hear from a lot of you on how maybe in the coming week you noticed when you were attempting to control the outcome or attempting to control the journey from A to B. Let's talk about next week. I love you for tuning in. I hope you got something out of today, and I'll see you next week.